Hello, my name is Megatron Bison, and welcome back to this final part of Let's Play Resident Evil on the PlayStation, and it's Chris's story. This time we'll be exploring the remainders of the laboratory. And first things first, we're going to be going into this here little, what appears to be another sort of medical examination room, and it backs onto the morgue. Maybe this is where they operated on the live patients. We get ourselves some more shotgun ammo. And I'm going to speed up this tedious box pushing, because it's absolutely no fun to watch, as I'd said before. And I also managed to muck it up when I was trying to record this the first time round and get poisoned, because I hadn't adjusted these fully, it turned out, and there must have been the tiniest bit of vent showing, and Chris got poisoned to death. That was no fun. But I've sped it up. You see how it's done now. And hey! There we go. We got ourselves some more Magnum rounds. They're going to be useful. And we'll get ourselves another passcode. And aren't you glad that the dead bodies in this morgue stay permanently dead and don't rise to fight us? Got ourselves our second passcode though, so we only need one more of those. And actually all that we've got left to do here is to go into the power room and get the power flowing to the elevator. That shouldn't be so tough. And we're in the horrible generator room with the chimeras again. I really can't say just how much I dislike those guys. So we have to activate this switch first, and I managed to avoid his arms. And this one's on the ground, but he managed to get stuck on a corner. I was able to outrun him with no issues. This is a little more threatening here, and I need to get that third password. So I'll put that in. I've got a chimera right beside me. I'm going to try to get away all the same. Yeah. His AI mustn't be great, because he can't take corners, and nor can that one, and I managed to avoid 3 different chimeras despite the fact that I was fidgeting around getting the ammo disc used. This room is horribly loud. But once again, we're going to be putting on the power to the elevator. And I decided to explore this little room a wee bit, just to show off the fact that this is where the triggering system's supposed to be. But we never have to go here in the regular game, so screw that. Now we can use the elevator. But before we do that, I'm going to backtrack to the prison just to show the little cutscene that Chris has with Jill when he is able to see her for the first time, although not able to let her out. And I walked straight into the chimera this time. That was pretty stupid of me, but hey, I still got plenty of health. Like I said, Chris can take more hits than Jill anyway. I was about to jump up that lift, and then I remembered, no, I must go check on Jill. I'm sure she'll have several fascinating things to say. And I react a little too slowly to that zombie, and well, he gets a bite out of me. But again, I got plenty of healing items. I might be on danger health, because those naked zombies take off quite a bit of health, but like I said, I've got loads of healing items and loads of shotgun shells, so I'll not make the same mistake twice. We enter our passcodes. And it's off to see Jill. So I'll shush while Jill and Chris have their little moment.
Chris!
Jill!
Chris, Wesker, he is...
I know. Shoot, it doesn't open. Look, Jill, wait here. I'll save you.
Okay, I'll wait.
Well, Jill seems to find it a lot less funny when she's being asked to wait when she's already in a prison. Chris took it in a lot better humour, but it goes to show that they're both pretty stupid. Wait here when they're locked in a prison indeed. Where else are they gonna go? And that zombie's respawned again. I'll not be letting them get close to me this time, even if it does cost me 2 shotgun shells. To be fair, I think the last of my shotgun usage has came upon us now. I've got shells to burn, but I'm not going to be using them. Instead, I'm going to be getting myself some healing items, as well as my magnum, and heading up the lift. As the little cutscene showed there, Jill apparently knows that Wesker is evil, and now Chris does too. That's time for a little cutscene.
Chris!
Rebecca, you're safe.
I saw you in the garden. I've caught up with you at last.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. Don't go out alone.
Yes, sir.
Chris, as my subordinate, you have wonderful talent.
I would never work for a company like Umbrella. And Wesker, you were formerly with Umbrella.
What do you mean?
Since when have you been an Umbrella agent? And a traitor to the stars?
Now you're wrong. I was formerly with Umbrella, yes. But now I'm prepared to face anything. Even getting rid of you vigilante stars.
Now, the worst possible situation has occurred. The failure of the experiment created a virus, a biological weapon, polluting the entire lab.
No, the worst happened with the tyrant virus. I lost some of my star's team members because of it.
You killed them with your own hands. Did you kill Enrico?
Really?
Yeah, like this.
Rebecca!
Don't move. If you do, I'll kill you. Chris, I have something to show you. Now, walk.
Is this?
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant. Chris? Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful. This is your savior? You say this failure is your savior?
You can make sure yourself whether Tyrant is a failure or not. Go to hell. Jill will join you too. What? Don't come this way! No!
can't kill me.
I beg to differ, Chris. You definitely can kill you. But, yeah, it's tyrant time. That's what we've got ourselves Magnum for, and it's gonna make short work of him. That wasn't so many shots, just 5 shots, and he's given up already. And Wesker met a much bloodier end. Quite a miserable death indeed, Chris. And we're gonna open the lock on this door to the room. And it's time for another cutscene after that.
Wow!
Ha! It seems like this bulletproof jacket is pretty strong.
I see.
How about Captain Wesker?
He is sleeping with the ultimate failure. Hurry up. I want to get out of here.
Excuse me, Chris.
What, Rebecca?
I saw a research file in this lab. It said that a great deal of research on the tyrant virus exists right here. We should blow this place up.
We are already into it over our heads. Rebecca, can you do it?
Yes, sir. I'll set off a triggering system for a bomb.
Okay. Now we have a chance to escape. See you outside the house.
Yeah, Rebecca's gonna go set off the bomb. Now, officially, according to the creators of the game, the actual canon ending is that Wesker gets impaled by the tyrant, and that both Chris, Jill, Barry, and Rebecca managed to survive, as well as the pilot Brad. However, in no ending can you actually get that outcome in the original Resident Evil or in the director's cut or remake. And Jill's game, the best ending is always the ending where Wesker actually gets away. But apparently he got impaled by the tyrant after injecting himself with some sort of formula that allowed him to survive and eventually become a shitty blobby monster in Resident Evil 5. Oh well. Again, narrowly avoiding those chimeras, we're going to be leaving over here to get Jill out of the prison cell. But the door should be unlocked by now, so she should be able to get herself out. Some people. But let's have the special cutscene with them once again.
Jill! Sorry for making you wait.
Chris!
I knew I could trust you.
Let's go. There's no need to stay.
That's right, we've got no further reason to stay, Chris, so we're gonna be getting the hell out of here. And rather mysteriously, Jill, like Chris in Jill's scenario, just runs away here despite not having a gun.
Let's get going.
Are you sure you wouldn't like me to get rid of all the enemies first, Jill? Oh well. You know what's coming next. We're going to be heading up to the helipad, and because we've set off the triggering system, that means we'll be fighting the tyrant once again. As I've said before in the video, I find Chris's scenario a lot less enjoyable than Jill's. Not only do I really dislike Rebecca, but he doesn't get to meet Barry, he doesn't get as many weapons, and he doesn't get as many item slots. So, If you're new to the series, I strongly recommend just
Let's
going to
get
Jill's
going.
game. Sorry for talking over that. Jill just said, let's get going. Not very interesting. And we're going to be going up to the helipad. And once again, the battery's been pulled out, although we don't ever find out why or who done it.
This is Brad. I have a fuel shortage. Okay, this is the last try. If somebody's alive, please send a sign.
Time to put in the battery so we can get Brad notified that we're here. As soon as we put it in, we get another cutscene.
There is 3 minutes until explosion. I made it! I set off the triggering system to the bomb!
Great! Rebecca, Brad's up in the helicopter.
Look at those monsters!
Let me take care of them.
But,
Chris, get in contact with Brad right away.
okay.
So yeah, after that Oscar-worthy performance, maybe now you understand why I was so keen to let Rebecca stay dead. Look at those monsters indeed. Anyway, we could have all shared the lift up, and let's face it, the zombies weren't exactly going to catch up, were they? We pick up the flare, fire it off, and it's time for the tyrant to make his grand entrance. Tyrant. And one thing I should point out here is that with the Tyrant, you can actually just run away from them repeatedly, and eventually Brad will throw down the rocket launcher. Shooting with the Magnum or handgun or bazooka just speeds things along. I got a few shots off on him, and that means that we're gonna get the bazooka.
Chris, use it! Destroy the monsters with it!
And it's time to take the Tyrant out. Not much tougher with Chris than it was with Jill. Just bring plenty of healing items, and you'll be grand. Time to die. And if you look closely here, it looks like his little jaw's flapping away. that, we have got Chris's good ending by rescuing both Jill and Rebecca. And I've decided to throw in the Japanese gore credits here, where we get this awful pop song, and the gore credits are simply lots of various violent scenes from the game, including special deaths. You get all the death animations from each of the creatures, as well as a few other special attacks, and dead bodies, and this awful pop song as well. Like I said before, if you're new to the game, I really recommend playing through Jill's scenario instead. It's a lot more fun. The limitations Chris gets aren't so great, and yay, we finally got to see Yawn eating us. And no, the deadly Plant 42 dying, because it's not very good. And there's the little scene of Rebecca with the hunter, and you see her get decapitated. Ha ha! As well as Chris getting crushed by the boulder. That's pretty cool. Well, the Black Tiger doesn't even get a great moment in this little cutscene. It gets blown to pieces as well. And yeah, that's the infinite rocket launcher that we get to use if we're replaying the game and you've beaten it in under 3 hours. And Wesker's gory end. Now, I would recommend playing through Chris's scenario on the remake game, because his actually varies from Jill in a few different ways in that version, and it's a lot more worthwhile than this. Anyway, as we see here, I managed to clear the game in less than 3 hours, in fact, in just over 2 hours, and I wasn't even speedrunning it. And we're told that Chris is a really tough guy. Anyway, this has been Megatron Bison with Let's Play Resident Evil on the PlayStation, Chris's scenario. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you another time for another Let's Play, and I'm going to try and make it Halloween themed. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you had a good time. And maybe next time, I'll get to go back to the remake and show off these costumes. Thanks very much for watching.